So I recently finished watching Rage of Bahamut, Virgin Soul, the sequel to Rage of Bahamut, Genesis, I think. And I gotta say, it was pretty shit. Compared to the first one, this one is really fucking bad. First, I'm gonna talk about the things it got right and then those it got absolutely wrong. For the good parts, it's supposed to be based in a world where the events of the ending of the last one kept the world safe from Bahamut's distraction. But 10 years on, the new king of man has declared war on demons and gods and has killed loads of them. Using ancient magic the gods sealed away years ago, which for some reason the gods themselves could not use, but then the humans can use because they found out about it in the book, which makes so much sense apparently. This is an awesome premise, I have to say, and it got me hyped as hell, because there were clear situations, clear heroes, and an obvious villain. New characters are introduced, with the obvious ones being Nina, the new main character, a human-dragon hybrid. She's super strong, super carefree, and a super blockhead too. She can also turn into a dragon, but she can't do it willingly. Instead, she does when a guy makes her heart beat, or race, or skip, one of those three. We also see Kaiser right off the bat as the captain of the New Orleans Knights, Rita as a resident zombie doctor, and the fallen god and his duck, who are really Bacchus. Yeah, it's Bacchus, I think. And Azazel, who is now a demon undertaker by day and a demon saving vigilante by night. No sign of Pharaoh yet. Now that's as good as it gets, really. The rest of this is all one dumb thing after the other. Kaiser, with one of the best acts in the previous season, is relegated to playing a human shield literally between the kingo, not even humans, just the dumb king, and the demons, and at some point the gods too. That's the whole reason why he's even in the story, to stop the demons from killing the king and to stop the king from killing the demons, which actually does not happen because the king just totally massacres the demons and throws him in jail. Azazel is captured and used as a gladiator in games, and so far so good. I mean, so far everything is pretty much hype, a lot of hype so far, and I'm loving it. Rita is just there. She's like everything the plot needs her to be. It's crazy. Bacchus and the Dark are useless half of the time, and Jin the Ark, I'm gonna say the Ark, the chosen warrior of the gods who turned into a demon and slaughtered half of the gods, really, was blessed by the same gods with the holy child. She didn't really kill half of them, but she killed a lot of them. The whole thing about Pharaoh being the chosen knight who saved the world is totally forgotten. Shit, no one even knew who Pharaoh was or what he did. It's barely even spoken about by his own friends. Crazy. Pharaoh was later found out to be Nina's trainer, as he trained her to become a bounty hunter during one of his travels, connecting the old world played out character to the new quirky one. Nothing ruins this anime as much as Nina does. She's impulsive, but that isn't bad. Pharaoh was impulsive and it still worked out. But Nina was just plain unlikable. At least to me. She was dumb, she was annoying, she was childish, and she was really cocky. Physically, she was strong. Her dragon self caused lots of damages when she transformed, which she couldn't control, so it was totally understandable. At one point, she promised to help Azazel fight for the freedom of the demon folks, but when the time came, she didn't show up until it was too late. Azazel's friends were killed because she fell in love. Legit, that's it. She fell in love, so Azazel and his friends just got massacred. Something she was willing to do at the time herself, but forgot all about when she apparently fell in love with a stranger, who was later revealed to be the king. She, now knowing the stranger is the king, still went on to see the king in secret and spent a whole day with him at one point, where she apparently learned to transform into the dragon at will because she now knew how it felt to be loved. Another thing I really hated in this anime was that all the other characters except for Nina and her king were all nerfed so that the spotlight would be on them. Even Pharaoh, later introduced into the show, was nerfed the fuck out. Pharaoh and Kaiser, the two who faced demon kings at their peaks and still managed to beat them and survive, couldn't take on mere soldiers now. Don't get me wrong, there's this scene where they go up against some superpowered soldiers and a dragon and we get to see what the two are really made of, but even that is short-lived. And even that situation happened because Nina selfishly volunteered to go on a mission to steal the king's bracelet, just so she could see the king and dance with him. But when the king told her he didn't want to see her anymore, she got sad, she got heartbroken, and she got depressed, thereby blowing up the whole entire mission. Everything in this anime was tailored to be about her, which I get because it's her story now. It's her story with all the old folks in there, but she doesn't live up to the hype. The king was all that mattered to her, and you just couldn't follow her if you didn't like the king, so it was all over the place. And you know how the king was a bad person for killing all those gods and demons and enslaving them? It turned out he was actually a good guy, and that all he did was for the betterment of the world. A very predictable twist you see coming the moment the story tells you Nina loves the king and the king loves her. The king's plan was to resurrect Bahamut, the monster that destroyed half the world last time, and kill it once and for all, with the ancient power they found in the book I mentioned earlier, that Bahamut doesn't come back after 1,000 years or so. But in so doing, he subjected the world to Bahamut again just 10 years after it laid waste to the world. The climax of the anime, which was supposed to be a fight between the gods and demons against the humans, turned into a rip-off of the fight against Bahamut 10 years ago, where they all banded together to defeat a larger threat. But this time, it was anticlimactic as fuck. Kaiser was killed the moment he got to the battlefield trying to protect the king again, for no damn reason. It was so dumb. He didn't even know the king's reasons for why he did what he did, but still just went ahead and sacrificed himself because the plot needed the king to be alive to activate the weapon in order to kill Bahamut. If Kaiser knew the king's reason for his actions, his sacrifice would have made a bit more sense. But then he didn't, which made it a very dumb moment instead of a very emotional one. Also, he gets turned into a zombie by Rita at the end, so oh well. Pharaoh was also taken out of the fight by some random fireball which hit them. Nina was the last woman standing at that point. Then there was this speech from Pharaoh when Nina was about to leave to go see the king, about how 10 years ago he killed the girl he swore to protect to save the world. Then he asked Nina what she was going to do, to which she answered, listen to this. The fuck? They even got Pharaoh saying shit like fuck the world. The world he sacrificed his love to protect. He is now willing to let it burn so that another person can have a love story. Which part of this makes sense? So anyways, as the king activates the weapon to kill Bahamut, which is supposed to take his life as well, Nina simply turns into a dragon, flies towards him, changes back into a human, and grabs onto him, saying, if he, the king, was going to die, she was going to die. And I'm like, okay. Then they activated the weapon and killed Bahamut once and for all. But then, through the power of love, they don't die. Instead, the king loses his sight and is recognized as the savior of the world he put in danger in the first fucking place. And Nina loses her voice as a result of using the weapon. The story that had real emotions, real friendships, real stakes, real villains, redemption arcs, actual sacrifices that got you right in the feels had been turned into a crap story of forbidden love. The final fuck you from the anime was when it was revealed that Bahamut wasn't actually dead and that he would return again. So everything that happened in this whole anime, this whole season of the anime, was irrelevant. The king sacrificed thousands of lives for nothing. Bahamut was not dead, it would return again, which makes this whole story really fucking stupid. Total waste of good material if you ask me, and I'm starting to regret even watching it. It's a very poor sequel to the beauty that was Rage of Bahamut Genesis, which is fucking beautiful. Alright, thank you for making it to the end of the video. Give this video a like if you liked it, and go subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, tell me what you thought about this anime in relation to the first one in the comment section down below, and I'll respond to them the best I can. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. I'm the cat, and I'm out.